Do you want me to bump you down to 30 meters now that we have bottom? Gotcha. Keep it up. Yep. I'm gonna reduce the sensitivity a little.
So as Steve has mentioned, we will be exploring the southeast coast off of Puerto Rico, right off of Yabucoa, in a natural reserve called Inés María Mendoza, or Punta Yeguas.
So
and much is really not known about this area, both shallow water reefs and the deeper habitats.
Good copy. Yeah, go ahead.
And so far we've been, through this expedition, we've been exploring many different features within, 5 dives. We've been seeing many different topographical features, including yesterday we were just diving off the south wall of a trough, and the Island Virgin Trough. And then we visited the Buck Island Reef National Monument and dove at the deepest point in that monument. And we've been seeing a lot of interesting organisms. Our first dive was right off of the east coast of Vieques, and we were able to witness a couple silk snappers and some large schools of multi-specific snapper groups, and also a couple really big misty groupers. And we've been seeing a lot of deep water fish species along the way.
So we should see this come on in about 10 seconds.
I don't know, what do you think has so far been the site with the highest diversity of, say, corals? I may dive, I think it was dive 3, right, or dive 4?
Let's see. Going back through my notes.
All right. Serums look good.
I think it's actually dive 2 so far.
Dive 2.
Yeah, so dive 2 was at the site that was east of Vieques and south of St. Thomas. Yeah, between a depth of 712 to 460 meters, which is similar depths to what we're going to be seeing today, probably on the deeper end of that range, but crossing through it at least. Yesterday we saw a fair bit of coral diversity, but everything was very small.
Okay.
And
we're good to go.
Very small and attached to the underside of rocks and ledges. It was hard to get a good handle on how much diversity there was for corals, at least.
It was definitely high sponge diversity yesterday,
Sponges
probably the highest
fantastic
we've seen so far.
Yesterday a lot of what we were seeing were thin, wispy colonies like bamboo corals and priminoid octocorals, as well as
you're uphill, but
occasionally a few black corals. But everything was very small and required really sensitive zooms to identify the organism. I think yesterday was probably one of the more exciting dives topographically.
So the significant phase seems to be about maybe 80 meters away.
Okay.
But you should start seeing a little bit of an increase within like 30 to 50 meters.
Pilot, did you call?
Yeah, I was just about to call and let you know. So we landed on a little tiny plateau next to the wall, so we're actually going downhill for a second towards the direction of the cliff face. So it'll just be a little second of not so perfect video because everything's downhill of us, but hopefully we start to see the uphill shortly.
Excellent, thanks.
Something's coming to view.
Yeah, we've got sonar returns 50 meters out, so we could do another move. Easily 30 meters.
So the black things that you see on your screen that are kind of floating above the seafloor, I believe, are holothurians, sea cucumbers, pepinos del mar.
Maybe do 035, split the difference with
and we've been seeing a lot of these. They're in high abundance at this site.
Is that debris on the seafloor?
It could be.
Yeah, we can
Bridge, this is ROV.
Can you zoom on the left side of the debris?
Move, please, if you're ready. Range 30 meters, bearing 040, speed decimal 2.
Downhill of us, but you can snap in and see if we can.
Looks like maybe a bag.
Yep.
It's like one of the sacks.
Good copy.
It looks like some sort of mesh bag.
Yeah, this is usually used for like cattle feed, or it's like some type of agricultural feed for animals. They use these sacks a lot.
Yeah.
Sandbags.
Sandbags, yep. So this is going to be a pretty interesting location because we are diving in the epicenter of where Hurricane Maria entered the island. So we might see a lot of debris scattered along the seafloor in this area.
It's roughly half meter across.
So many of these Enypniastes sea cucumbers. We noticed that as we were coming down, the visibility is not as great as previous days because we're closer to shore.
So that move should translate shortly,
We could see several, at least half a dozen within our view distance, swimming in the water column. And there seems to be about as many.
Wow, there's a lot.
Yeah.
It looks like.
Yeah, on the way down, we went through a whole swarm of them.
Right.
I don't know if you call it a collection of swarm, but that's what I called it.
Yeah.
I think holothurians are called herds.
Herds.
Yeah.
Well, we saw an entire flying herd of them. There was probably 50 or 60 individuals together.
Creature. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I think that comes from the...
Oh, these are the isopods?
Menopsid isopods, yes. Yeah, they look like they have like long spider legs, but they're definitely isopods. And I think this is cool because you can see it feeding, actually creating a feeding current.
Tighter?
I think they're sorting through particulate matter in the water column.
There's a lot of it today.
Yeah. I was wondering why, if they're suspension feeders or filter feeders like this, why they need such long legs.
Oh,
something happened here.
It's a pretty big piece he's munching on.
All right, I gotta let it go.
Oh yeah, is that what it's feeding on? I thought it was creating a feeding current, but yeah, it could be.
Didn't quite have it matched.
We see them a lot in the water column. Yeah, the legs thing kind of I don't quite get yet.
Maybe it helps with the currents and stability.
Yep, possibly.
And predation.
Yeah, kind of like a tightrope walker, I guess.
Very close
oh,
to
this is a perfect shot. Yeah, look at.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
Going at.
Eating something there. So isopods are close relatives of the wood louse you might find on land. There's a bunch of different types of isopods in the deep sea, including the more well-known Bathynomus, the giant
really
isopod.
Big one, yeah.
So you have some tether?
Great.
Some additional tether?
Yeah, the giant isopod is always a favorite when we see those. They look rather alien.
Have you ever seen one, like alive?
Oh, yeah.
On one of your dives, yeah?
Yeah, I've seen a bunch. They're very, very abundant in the Gulf of Mexico on soft bottom. They live in burrows sometimes. I think we have one in our lab too, for educational purposes.
Okay.
I think that might be a sponge at the bottom.
Yeah. Not at the left, but bottom center, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree. Could be. Do you want to snap just to find out?
Quite a bit of sargassum in this area as well. It looks like a sponge.
Sponge.
Some debris.
Or
some black, I don't know, maybe wire or tape on the right-hand side.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of or turtle grass, maybe?
It might be turtle grass, yeah, it might be thalassia. but it seems pretty dark for thalassia. There's a dead piece of thalassia right to the left of the sponge, it looks like.
Yep. So lately we've been seeing mostly a lot of detritus that falls to the seafloor in the form of sargassum, which is a open ocean algae. And this is a different type of seagrass that's found closer to shore called turtle grass. Is that off to the right?
Pilot, can we snap soon? Or you just passed it right off to the right?
Never mind.
It looks kind of like a helmet.
See what I can see. Over here?
Yeah.
Or a coconut?
Or maybe a coconut? Or a sponge, maybe?
I see a fish too. Is this a fish?
Oh, yeah.
Coconut.
Oh, yeah, this is a coconut.
Not a cannonball. Definitely a coconut. Okay. Just below this there was a fish.
Back to the fish.
Yeah.
Just tilting down for it.
Alright, laser's coming off. Thanks.
Looks like one of these eels.
Doesn't look like a cutthroat eel, which are typical eels we might find in the deep sea, so I'll let shoreside fish experts take a stab at this.
Video's clear.
Okay. Pilot's clear.
We're looking to try and get some, as we zoom into a lot of these fishes, we try and get images of the head, of the fins, of the gills. These are all characters that might be of interest to shoreside scientists that will help them identify the creature.
Where?
Just upper left.
Oh, out there. Yeah, I just saw this holothurian doing its feeding ordeal. Go for the shrimp. Just to see if it's something we haven't seen before.
There's a couple of shrimps there.
Shrimp, yeah.
I'm sneaking closer, just so you know, Roland.
Alright, you happy with lasers?
Happy with lasers.
Alright, coming off.
The bottom looks pretty sandy here.
Sneaking in a little more. Getting some light out there.
A lot of shrimps
So, yeah, a lot of them.
At least 3 in our view range right now.
That one's sizing up the other one.
Can't tell if they're the same or not. I think they might be a little different.
Video's clear.
Oh,
Okay.
no. Spoke too soon.
Pilot's clear.
That might be the same. Just a baby and a larger one. Sea cucumbers in this area are absolutely enormous.
Yeah.
This one might be one of the biggest ones I've ever seen. It's got to be at least 20 centimeters long.
Look at his tentacles.
10 centimeters across the body.
Perfect. Sneaking up.
Can actually,
Oh, it's going to lift off.
It's not going to let us get that shot of feeding. How graceful.
Yeah, I find it so fascinating because the shallow water sea cucumbers are really stuck to the bottom. They're not as flexible as this, where they can propel themselves off the seafloor.
Yeah, these sea cucumbers especially, there's different types of swimming sea cucumbers we've seen in the past few days.
Bounces.
The other day we were watching a sea cucumber that does more of like a flapping worm motion.
Undulating motion.
Yeah. These actually seem a little bit more graceful. They have specialized structures that allow them to
try to catch this one.
Oh, there's one of those.
Yep. Propel themselves upwards.
Stabilizing.
Constantly feeding. You can see these sea cucumbers are feeding on the depositions in the sediment here.
Hang tight for a second like this.
Basically grabbing fistfuls of sediment, forcing it into their mouths, trying to extract any sort of organic material out of it.
I read that their tentacles are able to determine the difference between something they would want to eat and the sand. But that doesn't seem very true here.
This one's a hungry one.
You really have to pass a lot of sediment through your gut to get any nutrition out of this sediment. It's you know, the deeper you go, typically the lower quality food you find because of microbial degradation of carbon.
Tilt up a little, Roland.
And respiration of microbes that take up a lot of the carbon that makes food nutritious. So the shallower you are, I suppose the more nutritious it is, but you know, we are in the low latitudes where the productivity of the surface ocean isn't as great as at higher latitudes.
But I wonder if the sea cucumbers are so big in this area is because we're so close to shore, and in Yabucoa there are a lot of rivers and discharge, so maybe there could be a bit more detritus in this area.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Coming off.
A good indicator of the amount of
And then after this,
nutrition in the area is the density of marine snow, and
yeah, we can go ahead
the particulate matter we're looking at right now in the vicinity of the sea cucumber is also known as marine snow.
Coming up pretty 20.
Just like go through the scene.
040 again.
Yeah, I'm happy with 040.
Copy that. Bridge is ROV nav.
Great.
Clear.
We'd like to call another
Pilot's
move
clear.
if you're ready. Range of 20 meters, bearing 040, speed decimal 2.
Basket on your left.
All right. I'm sticking your
Good copy.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
There's like
lasers on.
yeah, there's a small little silvery fish right in the center.
Look below.
Yep.
right?
Yeah,
I see it.
floating.
Yeah, I gotcha.
This might be a pearl side. Oh, a fishing trap.
I think it's just like an egg crate, isn't it?
Yeah, you were explaining to me last night that we might expect to see a lot of debris in this area, and it certainly hasn't disappointed
No lines
yet.
associated, right?
No, I don't see anything.
Yeah, so a lot of the
Your
fishermen
viewers,
on this side, and I think around Puerto Rico, use these egg crates for traps.
Okay.
So this might be an old fishing trap.
Scoot along.
Copy that.
Doesn't seem like there's any line in the
Look, there's
area.
a little
No.
fish here, Roland.
Super nice color.
Something that pilots are always concerned about is making sure that there aren't potential hazards that could foul the vehicles. So we're looking for fishing lines or cables.
All right. Kill lasers. I don't think you're going to be able to.
Is this epigonus or something similar?
I'm not going to guess.
Yeah, I retract that.
Yeah.
I remember this, we saw this a few days ago, a blue fish with a black eye. I have to go back, check my notes. think it was also on dive 2. We saw this quite abundant.
Video's clear.
Okay, pilot's clear.
Lasers coming back on.
Thanks.
Alright, looks like we're starting to move. We only put in 20 meters as we were approaching the wall, but
Great.
a little bit of tether.
Pushing out. Definitely got a steep face in sonar.
Looks like I can see some hard bottom in the distance.
Sonar would indicate we're about 15 meters from a very steep face, so it's close.
Excellent.
We have a ship move in that should allow us to just about reach it.
Another eel.
Oh, yeah.
Doing a quick pilot change out, so we're going to hold here before we proceed up this steep cliff.
Alright, nav, co-pilot.
Pilot, nav.
Pilot? Go pilot?
Alright, looks like we're almost here. Just gonna take a gander upward real quick.
Hey, what was the result of that compass test?
Did it look about accurate?
It's in the it's in the nav log.
Oh, good.
We were about 130 degrees off.
Okay, but it was a constant 130?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
So it's pretty much what we saw
Okay.
last night.
Did y'all change the offset?
I don't believe
Should fins
so.
go out?
I don't think we did.
Okay.
No, we did not.
Okay.
And then how's that move? Is it done?
It's looking like it's done. I'm sure they'll let
See
me
It's
know.
a bunch of shrimp.
a couple of what look like those orange
Right there.
whips. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want a view on the whip?
Yeah, there's one to the upper left actually too.
Ooh, there we go.
I anticipate we'll see some more. We'll see some more.
Alright, video. Let's come in on whip real quick.
These are usually really abundant on overhangs and ledges. Yeah. Looks rather similar to what we were calling stickopathes, but it doesn't have a good identification.
Alright, watch it. Is that all you need? Or do you want something more from this?
Thanks, Rich. Your move's complete, guys.
That's great, pilot.
All right.
We're just going to get an imagery right now, but as we go through today, this coral has been requested on previous dives as a potential collection, but we're going to try and see if we can find one that has a brittle star.
Yeah, copy that. I remember that being a request from yesterday. I'll keep my eyes out, and then if you see it too, obviously let me know.
Yes. Yep.
All right, video, you want to snap on this fish?
Yeah, please.
Does it look like the same eel to you?
I want to say it's different.
Yeah. It's definitely bigger. It's kind of poised like a halosaur, but I don't think it's a halosaur.
No.
Looks more
Doesn't have like
eel-like.
the pointy.
Sorry, say it again now. Nice.
No, it definitely looks eel-like.
Video's clear.
All right, video. Watch it. Anything else from this?
That's it for this fish. Thanks.
Copy. Get lasers on it real quick. Looks good. Alright, you come wide.
So I'm lined up with this face pretty good at 035.
035, copy.
Yeah, you're pretty far out there too.
That can be.
I can get you another move in here.
Let's wait a sec. Let's
Sure. No problem.
see what the slope's like.
I'm gonna see what the total distance is here. Take high pack away.
An enemy coming just above lasers, I think.
Copy that. I'm just
Something
gonna do a
orange
side to side real
in the
Can we
center.
zoom on the red on the right-hand side?
Yeah,
3 o'clock.
Copy that.
Maybe a Bersingen.
Yeah, so we're starting to climb this rockier feature now. There's a more available hard bottom for a lot of attached organisms. I'm noticing what look to be stylastrids. We'll get a better look at those too. Right now we're zooming on what we
go for partial.
could be a crinoid or a sea star.
Looks like a crinoid.
Yep, looks like a crinoid. Red or orange in color.
And some small sponges around the base.
Some sponges. That stylastrid to the top right looks a little bit different. It's extremely small. We're going to scan the arms to see if there's any potential parasites or things that could prey upon the crinoid. In the past, we've seen numerous organisms, including gastropods and polychaetes, that make a living grazing on the arms of crinoids.
For your awareness, pilots, it looks like we're going to have to average a little faster than we have been the other few days to make that final waypoint.
Copy that.
Copy.
Thank you, pilot. We're all set back here.
Alright. Video come out, we'll get lasers on it.
Lasers are on.
Good. Small. There we go. Alright. Moving on.
Full wide.
Next video. Yeah, I think we can. I don't think we need to move yet. I think Sirius is close enough.
Yeah, I think we're settled here. It looks like we can come up at least another 10 meters.
Yeah, looks like I have plenty of tether to move around with.
And I'll just come up with you as you come up.
Yeah, do you want to inch my lower swing arms in a little bit?
Yeah, I can do that.
Thanks.
On both sides?
Yeah, you can just make them symmetrical.
Hey, pilot, I still have you at 50 meters. Do you want in at 30?
Yeah, when I'm this close, thanks.
Yeah. Let me know if you want any closer later.
Copy.
Bless you. Bless you.
Noticing more of these eels. You can see at least 2.
Oh, yeah.
One to the left, one in the middle.
One on the bottom swimming away, it looks like.
How do you feel about that? Do you want them in even further? Or?
That looks great, thank you.
We're at a depth right now of
Is this
867 meters.
So,
been on there?
Yeah, it's been showing.
Can we look to the left along the ridge as we go up? I thought we saw something
yeah,
in the
it's
distance.
The way, from what Levi explained, it's the order and that their hydraulics are turned on.
Gotcha.
But it's a non-issue item.
Is that what you were talking about?
The white.
Sorry, Washes, did you say something?
There's something white on the underhang of right there. It's gonna be right in the middle of your screen.
Yeah, copy that.
You have plenty of tether to go and look at it.
Let's go, pilot.
You got another fish off to your starboard later, too. It's probably something you've seen.
Say that again now if you're
I said
pretty
there was
quiet.
a fish off to us.
The white one we're referring to is further left. But this may still be of interest because there's a bottle brush below that sponge.
That's an interesting sponge also.
Video, you want to come in? You can kill lasers.
Coming off. Lasers are off.
This looks like something we saw in the past, but it's kind of nondescript. You know, it has two oscula. I think it's a sponge at least.
Yeah.
Yep. There's a platy sponge here on top as well.
Take down a little bit.
Looks plainer.
Coral below.
This one looks like a basketball.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Perfect.
The texture is perfect. I'm going to call that one basketball sponge. Probably a demo sponge.
This one, Watchman?
It was actually to the left.
Oh, this is not what you wanted. Oh.
No, but this is actually also a great find.
Copy. Do you want, is this what you want then?
No, actually more to the left.
More to the left.
Both are very interesting observations,
Yes.
though.
Our video partial.
The blue.
Oh, okay.
Oh, there's something
there was
blue.
Thanks, video. There was a Chrysogorgia octocoral, below that basketball sponge.
Get lasers on. Coming on.
Very difficult to spot because they don't have a lot of contrast with the background. The polyps are extremely fine and the branches are very thin, making them very difficult to contrast with soft bottom.
All right, watch it. Is this what you want, center?
Yes.
That's it.
All right. Video, let's try this again. Come on in partial. You can kill lasers, co-pilot.
Coming off.
Thank you, sir. All right,
Got a couple things here to look at.
Yeah. This is a new one?
That's a new one, yep. Definitely a demo sponge, I would say. Possibly in the family Polymastidae. Looks very much like a shallow water Polymastus species, but things in the deep sea are very different, so we can't assume right away that it is. I see an isopod, a big one, in the middle of the screen. Two dark eyes sitting on top of the sponge. And then on the way out, pilot, to the left, there's a couple of other things we might be able to shoot from a distance.
Copy that. You happy with that video?
Video's clear.
Great.
Lasers coming back
Partial
on.
zoom.
So there's a coral here and a hydroid on the wall with a squat lobster on it.
Come in video. Kill lasers, co-pilot.
Coming off.
This one looks like a black coral on the left-hand side with a chirostylid crab. As well, to the upper right, there's a type of solitary hydroid. Possibly in the family Coromorphidae. These hydroids are well known to have associates around the inner ring of tentacles. I think I see maybe a polychaete on the inner side. It looks white and slightly discolored. Could be a polychaete. There we go. Perfect. Turning towards us. Or some other vermiform organism.
Copy that. Launch back in.
But very cool.
Video's clear.
Copy. Are you happy with that?
Excellent.
Washington?
Yeah, we're happy back here. Can
Great.
move on.
All right, video. Come wide. Kill pilot. You can grab lasers.
Coming back on. Lasers are on.
All right. I'll make my way back to your center.
Copy that.
And we'll make some altitude.
Climbing up with you.
something.
A lot of,
yeah,
something
a lot of whips.
sticking off of the wall. Yeah. We noticed that that's a crinoid, another red crinoid. We noticed that there's a lot of attached organisms if you look closely enough.
Yeah.
Want to do that rotate side to side thing?
Sure. Can you bring out the boundary a little bit?
Sirius has got a really good view.
Nice. Alright, that's one side. Rotate to the other.
We're slowly climbing this pretty steep slope on this mound, and for all those who are watching and you would like to take a look at Sirius, you can get a great idea of how steep this wall is.
Alright, that's the other side. Looks good. Alright, so on Sirius sonar it looks like wall's 25 meters out.
Yep.
Y'all about ready for that move?
I think like a 10-meter move maybe, just to get me a little bit closer.
Sounds good.
Can we zoom coming into the lasers now? Discoloration on the rock.
You only want 10?
Yeah, dead center?
I think
Yep.
10, yeah.
Video, come on in.
Because we can keep moving up together
Just a snap.
pretty comfortably.
Looks like another crinoid.
And 040 again.
Yeah.
Yep.
Crinoid,
Yeah.
similar to the one we saw on the seafloor. This one is a little bit darker in coloration though. The other ones were a little bit more
Looking at 10
bright
meters
red.
at
This one is
040, 0.2 knots.
more of a coffee colored, coffee with milk. We'll call that coffee with milk.
Good copy.
Or
Alright, moving on.
dark red or brown.
We're moving 040.
Yes.
Copy.
So that should slide me into you a little bit.
Is that a sponge?
Great.
Possible
Ah,
sponge. Looks similar to the one we saw that was on the bottom, is overturned.
Yeah.
Yep, with the thalassia.
Got a herd of holothurians in the Sirius view around the vehicle.
We were mentioning there was quite a bit of debris on the seafloor today. I don't think we'll see as much debris on this slope since most things will end up falling downhill.
It's a round thing, diagonal down right from lasers.
Oh,
Oh, there's something.
lower right, there's something pink on the rock wall. And it's about 5 o'clock position now. Coming to 6 o'clock. I think it might be an isopod.
Yeah. That's that formation of an isopod.
Below
Yep.
lasers.
Yes.
Below the lasers, yeah.
Thanks. Alright, you can kill lasers.
Coming off.
Video, go ahead, come in partial.
Yep. As
Pretty
we
big
expect,
isopod. Yeah, we were just talking about that.
these.
Yeah. I didn't get a good size on it, but it does look like the
I think it was
giant
just
isopod that's
over
known from this
10
area.
centimeters watch lead. It's pretty big.
Yeah. Fairly big isopod. Probably in the genus Bathynomus. And we can't quite see the eyes, but they're known for their
Our
kind
video,
of
you can take a look.
alien-looking facial features.
I've only seen one dead,
Yeah.
not alive.
Just go ahead and go.
Today was your lucky day.
Yeah.
I think it might move for us.
Oh, now you could kind of see the eyes.
Usually in the Gulf of Mexico, parts of the Caribbean, they sit on the seafloor in burrows, and they look straight out. And get a good view of them. Excellent. Bathynomus, first for the cruise. Not completely unknown from this area, so good to document it.
Let's see, it's very tail. Lower section. I see some fuzzy on it. The bottom.
These organisms are very closely related to the woodlouse, the isopods that you find on shore inside decaying wood matter. This is one of the deep sea marine variants species.
Pilot, this is watch lead. Can you? Yeah, the lasers, just to size it. Thanks.
Thank you, Bridge. So yeah, big size.
Oh,
So do you need watch lights?
Yes, that's good. Thank you.
All right, video, you good?
Between 15 to 20 centimeters, I would say.
Pretty big.
Yep. To the right-hand side, immediately 3 o'clock, there's a bunch of fans hanging off this kind of
copy that.
outcrop. Are you going to snap zoom on those?
Yeah.
I'd be there at 040 for a camera angle.
Copy. All right, video. Good,
The
come
upper
in.
light bar looks like it's getting close to the wall.
Yeah, good call.
Yeah, copy that.
Ooh, some interesting things here. I think there's two different fans here. We have one to the left and then one on the right-hand side, but we'll go at your own pace, pilot.
Copy that. Just
I'll keep an eye on those light bars.
copy.
So this looks like a coral, an octocoral.
And then watch it. Do you just want me to pan over these, or?
Yeah, that would be fine.
Copy.
Yeah. I'm not sure about the one on the left. I would say plexaurid would be a good guess. Something in the family Plexauridae, but it looks very neutral colors. Usually the plexaurids are a little bit more vibrant, but as we've learned, oh, the cup coral. Yeah.
There's a couple cup corals.
And then on the right-hand side here, this is something I'm
Drifting away.
very familiar to looking at. This looks like a primnoid octocoral. And based on the arrangement of the polyps and the branching pattern, I would say that this particular primnoid is probably in the genus Candidella, and possibly Candidella imbricata, which is extremely abundant at these depths in this part of the Western Atlantic. I think it was probably one of the most abundant corals I counted in the Anegada Passage.
Okay.
So we have a Candidella coral as well as a plexaurid. That's going to be my guess.
Full wide.
Copy that. Anything else here, Washlets?
I think that's it.
All right. Let's keep moving up, co-pilot.
Copy that.
It's a big shrimp.
Big shrimp.
Yeah, wow.
I see a sea star in the upper left.
Can we zoom on the shrimp as well as after the shrimp? There's a single stem to the right-hand side of that shrimp that I'd like to get a better zoom on.
Copy. We'll go to shrimp, then stem. Video snap it. Yeah, he's well over 10 centimeters long.
Yeah, very large shrimp.
Wow.
Prominent rostrum. Interesting.
All right, wash sheets. Is that all you need?
That's all right for the shrimp. Yep.
All right, video. Whenever you're happy.
There must be a lot of food at this site. There's
I
a
bet. Yeah. We saw a lot of. Oh, there's a white crinoid as well.
crinoid, yeah.
Then the stem you wanted, is it the one in view? Just
Yeah, to the right on top of the black rock.
Yeah, copy that. Give me 1 sec, video.
Partial.
1 more second. All right, you can start to come in.
This one might be something different as well. So this, to me, looks also like a primnode octocoral. You can see the plates gives a certain texture. This one looks to be branching, but rather low on the colony. I can't tell, though, immediately if that's a branch on the bottom or if it's just another settlement event. But this looks like a primnode octocoral. I'm going to call it branched, even though it branches really low on the colony. You can see just on the bottom. Do you see that?
Oh yeah, right there at the base.
Primnode octocoral polyps are look like they're downward facing, down axis, which is a character we can use to identify it.
All right. Happy with that, wash sheets?
Yeah, thank you.
All right, video can come wide. And then I heard Sea Star. Do you want to?
Yeah,
go
to
that
the
way?
left. Yeah,
Copy.
if we're heading that way.
Yeah, it could be. So we're going to be looking at a Sea Star now, and I just based on what we can see from now, it looks like it's possibly a six-arm Sea Star, which is something we were told to look out for. They're particularly rare in this part of the Western Atlantic at these depths.
All right, video, you want to start to make your way in?
Laser's coming off.
Thanks, good pilot.
There's 7 legs.
So we're looking at a 6-armed Sea Star. This is something we were told to watch out for. 6-armed Sea Stars appear to be pretty rare. Oh,
Oh,
is it?
7.
7
oh,
arms.
yeah, 7
Sorry,
arms.
video. Lost my foot for a sec.
Couldn't see the 7th arm all the way out at a distance.
Rebalance myself.
But we see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 arms.
You can come partial.
Can we settle down and get a better image of that?
Yeah, give me 1 sec, watch it.
Can you twist around to your right?
I'm going to try to. There's stuff kind of everywhere. Just give me 1 sec.
The rock is opening your rock.
Yeah, I see it. Thanks, video.
Yeah, you should be all set, I suppose.
So yesterday we collected a Agonia yesterday.
Yeah, we did collect a Sea Star yesterday. It looked a lot bigger on the seafloor. When we came up, it was maybe about 4 centimeters across.
Yeah.
That was a great collection.
All right.
Was munching on some bamboo coral.
You'll try with the extra lights.
What, Nav?
I was saying your lights may help here too. Your
Yeah.
fog lights.
What are fog lights?
Feel free to work with video. Whatever light.
These past couple days, we've been seeing a high diversity of sea stars. En las últimas buceadas vimos muchas estrellas de mar, muchas especies. Es una nueva especie para esta exhibición. Lo siento.
Very cool. So sea stars can have various numbers of arms. Typically, we're used to the more five-star, five-armed, five-pointed stars, but...
Watch it. Is that good? Or is there anything else you'd like?
I think that's good for now.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks.
And we got good
at least we get some good imagery of it.
Yeah, we can get them again.
Come back on.
Fog lights on.
Noticing a lot of white branch
Awesome.
things. I don't know. I'll call them things for now. I don't know if they're corals or they're just so small.
You go, yeah, go for it.
Lights are coming off. 3, 2, off.
Oh, there's looks like maybe a big fish
Larger
in the center,
fish
yeah. Right in the center.
All right, video. You want to come partial? Just turned away, but...
I think that we were seeing these earlier. This one's just a little bit bigger.
Video, it's kind of an interesting shot from TRS view with all the sea cucumbers.
It's lasers.
Does this look similar to the other blue fish with black eye we were seeing?
I think, we were seeing earlier, but this one's a little bit bigger.
It's huge. See the ground fault monitor on? It's on, I think, bank 3.
Video's clear.
DC, GFM.
Yep.
All right, coming on.
Watch it. Do you happy with that?
It's on?
Yes, thank you.
Great. All right, video. You come wide.
Putting the lasers back on.
Thank you, co-pilot.
Yeah.
Well, this dive has been pretty promising so far. You know, I didn't know what to expect when we got on the seafloor, but my list is filling up faster than most other days.
Yeah.
With invertebrates and
looks like,
fishes have been a little sparse, but invertebrates,
We saw a shark in the
corals,
beginning of the dive. That was,
Ooh, we're at 5-0 now. Kind of moving away from the waypoint, but okay.
So
yeah, you
I
like
think
5-0
our
or you
tentative
wanna
ID was
I think when I line
a
up
gulper
a
shark.
little bit more.
yeah, Centro for us.
4-5 fish.
So a type of gulper shark.
Yeah, 4-5.
Okay. For
0.5.
reference, like, yeah, we can move in any direction, but for reference, our waypoint is 19 degrees, or 14 degrees, so just so we're all aware.
Copy that.
Copy. I'm fine with cutting angle if that's what we need.
We can do that a
But
little
if it's
bit.
not a hard target.
Yeah, I mean, this is, I'll check with them, but
Yeah.
let's go ahead and get this 40 in for you. 10 meters.
Copy that.
Bridge, RV nav. Hey, would like another ship move, please. 10 meters at 040 degrees, 0.2 knots.
So like a crossing
Something.
sponge to you, or does
Good
it look
copy.
like something else?
I don't know. It seems like it could be coming off branching, but
Left side at about 9:30 position, 9 o'clock. There seems to be a white discoloration on the rock, or translucent.
Yeah, copy that. I'll head that way.
Watch leads nav.
Nav?
Hey, just want to check in with you, we're trying to get up to waypoint 2 and 3. I wanted to check if those are hard targets, or if your main plan is to just go up the ridge and then get to the top there.
Yeah, we want to go up the ridge, get to the top, and traverse kind of along the crest of the ridge.
Okay.
I wouldn't say any of them are super hard targets, but in the vicinity, you know,
Sure.
as long as we reach those topographic high points, that's what we're looking for.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
All right, Video, you want to come in?
Hey, co-pilot.
It looks like an encrusting sponge. Maybe a demo sponge.
It might be
Yeah, it
2
looks
or
like
3.
melted
this.
candle wax
Yeah.
almost, right?
Yeah, it's
See
on there.
a spare 12-volt VC.
Yeah, that one.
Right, turning it on now.
I know a lot of encrusting
Very much.
sponges, they don't form a lot of complex three-dimensional habitat, but man, I think they're probably some of the most abundant organisms we see down here.
Yeah. Usually they're small.
Yep.
You don't see them on this size, but.
And, you know, we don't have often opportunity to collect them unless they're on a rock that we can pick up. But in the past, I've been on ships using vehicles where we suction them off.
Are you troubleshooting the compass?
Oh, yeah?
You know, you kind of like just scrape
Scrape
the
on.
rock and
Suction.
grab bits of it.
No.
I think they're doing hydrophone.
Video's
I would call this a demo sponge. How about you?
Yeah.
Yep.
Copy that. Watchley's happy with that?
Yes.
Thank you.
you.
All right, Video, come on. Thank you, sir.
Can we snap zoom on the blue as we go up?
Yeah, copy that.
No need to linger on that, just a
All right,
quick
Video,
image.
Quick snaps in.
Might be
Another,
the
yeah.
same sponge or
Maybe a different coloration.
different coloration.
Yeah.
Definitely looks very similar, but maybe a little bit less.
It really stands out because this color is vibrant compared to the other colors. The different organisms.
All right, good with that?
Excellent. Yeah,
Yep,
thanks.
Thank you.
All right, Video, come on.
Another sea star, very top.
Oh, nice.
Looks like an 8-legged one.
There's another of
Or
those
seven.
7-arm stars.
7-arm stars, yeah.
You still count 7 arms?
Yeah, there's 7.
Yeah, that's right.
Thanks, Bridge.
Another eel to the left.
Do you want snap on the sea star? Are you happy with that?
I think we're happy with that.
Copy
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Still awaiting an ID on that, but we'll let you know. I'm looking in the Sirius view now, and there's just sea cucumbers everywhere. Oh wow. I think we have a large, possibly a bamboo coral, dead center.
Video, you want to snap this?
Yep.
I would say so. Those nodes are pretty prominent.
Is that good, watch leads, or did you just want to confirm?
If possible, can we get a little bit closer?
Absolutely.
Just to view the polyps a little bit more closely. So this looks unbranched.
Video, I'm going to try to...
It also appears to have a yellow discoloration at the base, which I think is a character of the S1 clade. I don't notice any associates on it.
All right, Video, you can start to
There's
come
something,
Might be
maybe something
yeah,
right there.
Right on the lid, yeah. Maybe a spot
Smaller
lobster.
Yep.
Yep, a little one.
En la pantalla es un coral blando, se llama coral bambú.